Hi, I am John Lira, and in this demo I'm going to introduce you to Informatica's PowerCenter Express. As an experienced PowerCenter instructor teaching PowerCenter, and also the PowerCenter administration and the data quality product, students were always asking me, John, is there a way that I can download a free copy of PowerCenter? And the answer was always no, until now. As of June 5th, 2013 at Informatica World in Las Vegas, Informatica announced PowerCenter Express. There is a free version and there is a pay version called a Professional Edition. What I've installed is the Personal Edition that you'll see in a moment. Now, if you want to download this quickly, just go to the URL that I have highlighted here, community.informatica.com solutions PC Express, and you'll go through some information, register, and download it. And when you download it, it'll take a few minutes just to download it. And from the moment you install the downloaded version, from the moment you install to use, it'll be about 10 minutes. It's that easy to install. But don't forget, you'll need the license. Once you download the software, an email will be sent to you with the license. Just make sure you download it and you have it ready when you install. So once you install this, you will then go ahead, and in my case, I installed it under Informatica PC Express, and it is using Tomcat, but unlike PowerCenter, on Windows it's not installed as a service, it is installed as a Java process. And also what I like is this, H2. H2 is the Java open source database. And if you look under bin, some of you may recognize this. The domain repository, that's the domain metadata repository. The model repository is the metadata repository for PowerCenter, and the profiling warehouse repository. You'll see why we need that. We can now do profiling while we are developing mappings in PowerCenter Express. So that's where I've installed the product, and feel free once you install it to navigate through it. There's documentation, there's tutorials, there's quite a bit of information that makes this extremely a useful installation. Now once you install it, you're going to then create this folder. It'll be created for you, and you'll start the services. Once you start the services, and remember what I said, there'll be Java, so you'll see them in the task manager as processes. Then you can click the administration console, which I've done already, and the username is administrator. When you are installing the product, it'll ask you for this. Let me just type it correctly, administrator. That's probably the hardest thing for me to type. Hopefully there's no error. And I told it during installation that the password I want is lowercase admin. You can choose your own. Now, for those of you that know PowerCenter administration, you'll recognize the administrator console. It's the same one that we use to administrate data quality as well as the PowerCenter software. Notice that the functionality has been customized and limited in terms of security, etc. It's been scaled down, but we still have a model repository, which is our metadata repository, the data integration services, and when you go and peruse the GUI, you'll recognize them. Notice connections. We have the profiling data warehouse connection, etc. So in this demo, my goal is not to show you how to use the software. In other demos, I will do so. I will show you how to administrate it as well as how to use it as a developer to create mappings. Here, I just want to introduce you to the components and mention a key differences. So that's the administration console. Now, if you want to become a developer, just say launch Informatica Developer. Now, here's what some differences come in. So this is Informatica 951. And look at this. I'm going to connect to the model repository. Username is administrator, password is admin. And those of you that have been using Informatica's data quality will recognize the GUI interface. Notice that you have a model repository, and you can have projects, or in projects you can have applications, folders, mappings, maplets, data objects, etc. This is just like the GUI looks like in data quality, but it doesn't look like the PowerCenter interface. Why? Because the data quality product and PowerCenter Express are using the Eclipse GUI based on the Eclipse environment. In other words, what I like to say is that if you use PowerCenter Express, you're using the latest, what PowerCenter will look like in terms of GUI, etc., because data quality is already using it. So this is PowerCenter Express, so it gives you a leg up on how to use the new GUI. So there's the model repository. I have created a Project John demo, and I've created various objects here. Physical data objects, for those of you that only know PowerCenter, these are the sources and targets. And notice that I have something called JL Customer. This is the data that I want to read. JL Good Data is after I cleanse customers, after I process customers, I will write it out to good data. And mappings. Here is my mapping. And again, this is really very different. If this is the first time you're seeing this, if you're an experienced PowerCenter developer, it might be new to you, but if you are a data quality user, you've already seen this. It's the same GUI. Now notice this is a mapping. I am reading customers. I'm going to select a transformation. This is the expression to do something to the data and write it out in iconic format. Here it is. There it is. And if you right mouse click, notice that you have quite a bit of transformations here. So in subsequent demos, I will show you how to build this mapping. Here I just want to show you the way of creating mappings and how it looks differently. Let me arrange it all. And notice that here we have, and let me arrange all. There it is. I'm reading data, and this is what I like. At any moment in development, you can profile or run data viewer. Run data viewer means show me the data. It is what in PowerCenter we call preview data. So here's my data from my source. If I go to expression transformation, I can run data viewer, and I can see what's going to the data as it's being transformed. Here in the expression transformation, all I'm doing is uppercasing full name. So there goes the results. And if I validate and run this mapping, it will take the data, change full name, write out all my data to something called JL Good Data. So, but before I do that, I just want to show you something very powerful. You also have profile. So you have the ability to profile the data. Profiling is an immense, powerful feature of data quality. You can actually look at the data, inspect the data, profile the data, find the anomalies so that you can build a mapping which would then be a solution to whatever data issues you face. For example, bad data, incomplete data, etc. So I go to results, and for example, if I want to see how many customer regions, or let's say full names, I click on full names, unique values 492, 98.4 is unique. On the right hand side, you can see that Kelly Brown appears 3 times in this data set. David Reed appears 3 times. And again, I invite you to watch my other videos where I show you how to interpret these results. So, but the point here is that under the new interface, you can actually validate a mapping, run data viewer, run the mapping, as well as profile. Extremely powerful. And so this is the new GUI. Now remember that everything we do here is stored in the H2 Java open source database, and so that's going to be stored in there. That doesn't mean that we cannot read from any other sources or targets. If you see me go to the Windows navigation, let's see, if you let me go to Windows Connection Explorer, you'll see that you can create other connections here. So you'll be able to create other types of connections. It doesn't just have to be H2. Here I have Oracle, etc. So this is almost similar to PowerCenter. That's not really new. And that's it. That is PowerCenter Express. And again, feel free to immediately download it and also subscribe to my video channel. Thank you very much.